Charterman's Prime, Charterman's Prime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shits. Starterman's, subscribe.
Yes, I have not heard back from Hot Toys. Hey, what's up, you guys? Charterman's Prime here, doing another DC figure review on the DC Universe Classics or the DC Signature Collection Ra's al Ghul figure. This is a pretty cool looking figure. I gotta give a big thanks to Mark Williams for selling this figure to me for a really good price. Look at that. It says Adult Collector at the bottom, Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, whatever. There's the figure. You can see there's this sunburst effect going on in the back over there. Signature Collection. On the side of the packaging, it says DC Comics over here. You get this cool art of Ra's al Ghul standing right over there with his sword. And we get the same picture on the back of the packaging over here. And it has his name over there, real name unknown. Then there's this whole bio on the character. If you want to go ahead and read that, pause it now. So I'm really big on collecting the Batman Rogues. I had to get this figure, so I'm excited to open this. Let's see how cool he actually is. Looking pretty cool. I can't say I'm totally impressed or blown away by the figure. It's what I expected from Mattel. It's a pretty cool looking Ra's al Ghul figure. I like it. He has this cape over here, which is not removable, which is kind of a bummer, but not a big deal. But overall, you know, I'm pleased. Let's take a closer look at his sword and the rest of the figure. Sword looks pretty good. It has that Arabic kind of swashbuckly kind of look, especially going on over here. I like this. It's a nice gold plastic that they used over here, so it's nice and shimmery. It's not very dull at all. Nice silver paint. I do like that they've sculpted an edge to this blade right here and come to the back side of it, so that's pretty cool, even though it's not very pointy. And the sword fits firmly into each of his hands, and even though this left hand has a trigger finger thing going on over here, it fits just as well. I like the head sculpt on the figure. Looks pretty nice. I think they did a pretty good job. I like the flesh tone. It's not too bad. Not anything really crazy over here. They do have some paint detail in the hair, so you can see some light gray over the black. I think that came out pretty nice. You can especially see it on the back over here. That looks pretty good. I wish they added some gray to the dual beards over here, but not bad. I like the eyes, so pretty good looking head sculpt. I like it. I will say this looks like it's a young interpretation of Ra's al Ghul, though. He doesn't have any wrinkles on his face or anything. He doesn't have his signature poly wings right here on the side, so there's no white over here on each side. Looks like he just came out of a labyrinth pit. I would have preferred an older looking Ra's al Ghul. I like the gold that's part of this cape over here, and he has a pretty standard DCUC suit. Nothing really crazy going on over here. I don't have another DCUC figure that has this same exact suit, but I know that there are other figures that do have this same exact kind of suit going on, especially like the pants over here. This is something that's very familiar to me. And I will say I really like his fancy shoes. Look at that. You can see the laces in there. You can see the seams going on. Very nice shoes. I think the hands came out very, very well too. Look at that. You can see some veins. You can see some wrinkles in the knuckles. You can see the fingernails. I think that is really nice. The rest of the figure does have some paint shading on it. It's very, very subtle, so there is some like black, you know, mixed in here. It's very, very hard to see though. If you really look right here in the creases, you can see some of the shading in the cape. Yeah, and like I said, the cape is not removable. You can see it's plugged into the back over here. You can't really remove that unless you use some hot water or something. The head does move side to side all the way, so you can get him looking left and right. It does not move up, and my biggest gripe with the figure is that he's always looking down. That's very frustrating. I kind of hate that. I wish he could look up. I feel like I'm going to break the figure if I really force it, or his head's going to pop off. I don't know. It looks a little better, I guess, if I bend the plastic. That's not good, though. It'll probably sink down later on. Anyway, he has shoulders that move outward. They move forward. He has a bicep swivel. Single jointed elbows right here. He does have wrists that move side to side. He does seem to have an ab crunch in here. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's there, and he does have a waist joint that moves very easily. He has the gaping DCUC crotch pits that you can see right there. Legs move forward. He does have this upper knee rotation right here that I just cracked for the first time. He has a 90-degree bend at the knee, and his ankles move down a little bit and move up a little bit. No rotation and no ankle pivot, and he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And this being a 6-inch scale figure, he stands at a pretty good height. I want to say 6.5 inches tall. And here he is next to my other suited DCUC figures that are in my collection anyway. We have the Question over here, the Joker, and the Riddler over here. You can tell that they all have the same pants. Aside from the Joker, they do all have the same shoes, but the suits themselves are slightly different. Here he is compared to my Dark Knight Rises Movie Masters Ra's al Ghul figure, which is way shorter. Yeah, and this guy actually does not come with a sword. This is a Marvel Legends sword right over here. So yeah, I'm really glad that they included the sword on this guy. That would have been a big disappointment if they didn't. And here he is compared to my DCUC DCUC Series 1 Classic Batman figure. I think these guys go in pretty good scale with each other, even though Batman's head does look a little small compared to Ra's al Ghul, no? And then here he is compared to the totally irrelevant Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So I say get this figure if you get a chance to get him. I spent about $30 on this figure, which is kind of a lot, and that's how much these DCUC figures are going for now that the line is very, very close to being completely extinct. I think we're only getting like 4 or 5 figures next year, one of them being Damian Wayne, which I'm really excited for. But I really like this figure. I'm really glad that they got around to making it. I'm glad to have it, and I'm not too upset about paying what I consider to be a little bit of a higher price. Not that I was charged a lot or anything, that's just how much the figures are going for now, and I actually did get a really good deal. So thanks again, Mark Williams. I really appreciate it, man. I hope you guys liked my review. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will catch you later. Peace.
That's crispy.
First Classics or the DC... Hey!